Okay, we're playing StarCraft Remastered again. It's been a couple months. We were in the middle of a mission, but this game actually does a pretty good job of giving player feedback. I think I've been more comfortable in this RTS than most of the other RTS I've played, and I just instinctively tried to reach for a pause button, which of course does not exist. Alright, so I've got SCVs. I should probably turn the game speed down if I can here. No, let's turn it all the way down so I can get back used to the controls. So I've got SCVs gathering materials. I built some barracks that have Terrans in them, and I can see how many Terrans there are by clicking on them. Escape is technically a pause button, or I guess hitting the menu. F10. That's weird. There are bunkers that aren't all fully stocked. I've got a few different kinds of units. Vultures are pretty strong, right? I generally want to have Marines in my bunkers, and I want my Vultures going out fighting dudes. I think this mission was just defend my base for the time limit. Once that clock runs out, we win. The music in this game is fantastic. I really liked that last time. I think my favorite thing about this game so far is how visceral the combat is, and that's something that, aside from World of Warcraft, Blizzard does very, very well. Like, I can feel the hits when my units are fighting enemy units. Don't need more SCVs. Maybe build some more dudes. Firebats are a good anti-Zerg, right? I can send an SCV to go to repair shit.
Right away, sir. Orders received.
We should probably be doing whenever any of these are lowish on health.
You got my attention.
I have the game speed turned down a little bit while I remember how to play it better.
Yes, sir. Right
Into
away,
organic. I see.
sir. I read you.
Go ahead and
Report for
repair
duty.
that guy.
Yeah. I read you, sir. Report for duty.
Couple more to fix over this way.
Yeah.
When my vulture is low on health, am I screwed? Is there anything I can do to improve it? SCV can still fix it? Okay, that's cool.
Orders received.
Do the other races all have the ability to heal? I assume that Zerg don't mess around with healing, they just make another one. Bio units can be repaired by a medic. Mechanic can be repaired by an SCV. Do Zerg only regenerate when they're on creep?
You got my attention. Slamming.
I read you, sir.
Trying to think, what else could I be using my resources on right now? That sound is the sound of someone dying in a TIE fighter in Star Wars. I think it's just a stock sound effect. I feel like I'm pretty well defended right now. I should probably mostly always be building-ish. What's the building that makes the
Orders received. I read you,
vultures?
sir.
Oh, never mind. Factory.
I read you.
There's only a few specific units that cause friendly fire, right? Good job, Firebats. Proud of y'all.
Attention.
Academy, research better shells, increase attack range. Okay.
All right, bring it on.
Generating psychic shields. Now, why aren't these fire bats building? Do I not have sufficient resources? It seems like I've got plenty. Supply is capped. That's this guy up here. Can I build another building to deal with that? Trying to remember where I go to see building options. Machine shop. I didn't make one of those yet. Different than a factory. I see. Oh, the SCVs are buildings. That's right. Thank you.
Reporting for duty.
Build structure. Display. And only one SCV can build at a time, right?
Yes, sir. I read you. Right away, sir.
Well, I can make multiple buildings at the same time, but I can't have more than one SCV contributing to the same building. Cost resources.
Reporting for duty. Roger that. Finished.
Now, if I send him over there and I didn't specify that I want him to repair, is he going to try to repair anyway because he doesn't really have anything else to do? Which is, oh, they're repairing the building. Let's see. Now I see the fire bats building. Gotcha.
What do you want?
Fired up. You got my attention. Want to turn up the heat?
You don't do anything automatically? What are the flying ones called again? Wow. No shit, they're under attack.
Base is under attack.
Yes.
They're like trying to do a rush at the end there, I guess. It's funny.
Your forces are under attack.
What do you want? Yeah?
1 minute until dropship arrival.
How can I get them all out of their unload all?
Your
Gotcha.
forces are under attack.
Want to turn up the heat?
We'll lose in the last minute here. It's gonna be great.
Base is under attack.
Now, why is that guy not contributing? He just keeps wanting to move around. There he goes. Alright.
Your forces are under attack.
This is pretty awesome. What the hell is this floaty guy? Mutalisks are the flying ones. The Emu. Oh wow, I'm gonna die. I got 7 seconds left, maybe.
Sons of Korhal dropships approaching.
We technically made it even though I shouldn't have. It's a supply depot for a Zerg? Oh, okay. Just barely. Although I think that that's plot appropriate, that we're just barely escaping, so I'll take it. We're in trouble. We had to destroy a Zerg-infested base. They got all pissed at us. I'm gonna score. Killed 146. Now, what's the difference between killed and lost? Oh, this is the number of kills they did. This is how many deaths I took. Right? That's why these should match. Okay, got it. Sure.
Your tenure as Colonial Magistrate is suspended, pending an official investigation of your affiliation with the Sons of Korhal. Receiving incoming transmission.
Hey man, Arcturus's boys sprung me from the prison ship. Apparently they're as frustrated with the Confederates as we are. I know their reputation, but they seem to be on the level. I think Arcturus wanted to speak with you.
Commander, Mar Sara is almost completely overrun by the Zerg. The Confederates are abandoning the planet, and so are we. However, there is one thing I'd like to do before we leave. I want you to raid this
Oh, it was like
Confederate outpost.
PvTVZ, 3-player.
Whatever design or weapons schematics that you can find in their networks. With the chaos of the Confederates' evacuation, you shouldn't have any trouble getting in or out of their installation.
I'm into it.
Terran Marines and Firebats have stim pack upgrades. Stim packs increase the unit's attack rate and movement rate at a cost of 10 hit points per stim. Oh, that's cool.
Go ahead, Commander.
What am I doing here? Retrieve the data disks. Rainer must survive. Got it. And I can't build in this one because I have no SCVs, right? This is just like a micro level, I guess.
This should be good. Oh yeah. Right on. Sounds fun. Right on. Oh yeah.
Are stim packs good in like competitive play?
Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. This should be good. Oh yeah.
They're OP.
Sounds fun.
I saw a thread recently where Brood War has been played so thoroughly that even though the series is famous for having balanced 3 very different races, that at the highest level of play, Terrans are considered to be overpowered.
This should be good.
Definitely not true for like the campaigns or for any randos, but like the really, really good esports guys.
Right on. This should be good. Oh yeah. This should be good. Oh yeah. Sound fun. This should be good. Oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember what they said was really strong. They said the Vulture's the strongest unit in the game. It's really fast and does an absurd amount of damage. SCVs have too many hit points compared to the equivalents in Zerg and Protoss.
This should be good. Oh yeah.
There was something else.
Sounds
This is
fun.
cool. I like that this fits in the same engine. Come on, guys.
Fired up.
Pathing is garbage. It's that commitment to authenticity, like WoW Classic. This is my favorite so far.
Fired up. Naturally.
Standing by, Commander. Standing by.
So how do I make a control group? Maybe there aren't control groups in this one. But there are. I know I can double click one to get all of those guys.
Want to turn up the heat?
Standing by.
Yes.
Okay, but it doesn't give me any feedback that I successfully activated it.
Somebody got my attention.
Go ahead, Commander.
Yes.
Not like a pop-up that says, you did the thing.
Commander, anytime you're ready.
Yes. Let's burn.
Standing by.
That's like true across virtually every RTS ever, right?
You got it.
Good to go. Let's move. Rainer here. Jacked up and
I only know about it because Kevin has tried to remind me that they're a thing in every RTS I've ever played, and I never remember.
Yes.
Rainer here. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Right on. This should be good. Right on.
It's like having shoot on right trigger on a controller. It's pretty standard, it seems
This
like.
should be good. Oh yeah. This should be good. Right on.
There's a maximum number of 12 that I can select at the
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
there.
Sounds fun. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Right on. This should be good. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. This should be good. Sounds fun.
Ooh, what's this?
Right on. Sounds
Door's
fun.
locked.
Right on. Sounds fun.
I got
This should be
destroyed.
good. Oh yeah. Sounds fun.
You rebel scum.
Oh yeah. Right on. This should be good. Oh yeah. This should be good. Right on. Oh yeah. Right on. This should be good. Oh yeah. Sounds fun.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. Sounds
Experimentation, probably?
yeah. Zerg. I don't believe this.
It's cool.
Believe it. I saw a Zerg with the Confederate holding pen
Oh,
myself,
yeah.
and that was over a year ago. It's clear the Confederates have known of these creatures for some time. For all we know, they could be breeding the things. Be that as it may, our priority here is accessing the Confederate network. We'll deal with the Zerg another day.
Right on. Oh yeah. This should be good. Oh yeah. This should be good. Oh yeah.
Cute little friendly animals.
Right on. Oh yeah.
Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Does the highlighted part of their body that's taken damage mean anything, or is that just kind of a flavorful summary of their remaining hit points?
Right on.
They don't do less damage if their arm has been shot, I assume, right?
Sounds fun.
It's going well.
Oh yeah. This should be
Flavorful HP summary.
right on. This should be good. Oh yeah.
Oh, Firebat's gonna die here. Should not put him in the front against those things. Womp womp.
Anytime you're ready.
Put Rainer in the back too. Play it safe here. Let's also save regularly is probably a good idea.
This should be good. Oh yeah. This should be good. Oh yeah.
Castle.
Sounds fun. This should be good.
First, we gotta kill the innocent factory worker android people,
Sounds
maybe?
fun. Right on. Sounds fun.
I almost lost the previous mission.
Right on.
Lucky they rushed right at the very end.
Be good. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Oh yeah. Right on. This should be good. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. This should be good. Right on. Oh yeah. Right on. This should be good. Right on.
Oh shit, that's not good.
This should be good. Oh yeah. Right on. Sounds fun.
So I need to press A to get them to attack as soon as they get into range, right? If I just right click, they'll keep walking until they stop.
This should be good.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
So I sat around not building things for too long in the beginning, thinking that I had a good defensive position. Underestimated what the Zerg's able to pull off after 15 minutes of turtling. So I should have, from the start of the session, just kept building as many dudes as I possibly could, I guess.
Sounds fun. Right on.
Terran
Sounds fun.
detention field activated.
Lifted a building.
Right on. Sounds fun.
Unauthorized entry detected.
Yes.
Go ahead, Commander. This is Jimmy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, always be building. Uh-oh.
Damn, blast them.
So should I be generally hitting A right click rather than, or I guess I can do A left click, right? Should probably get a different thing for scrolling the map then instead of the arrow keys. Always A left click. And in StarCraft 2 they change it so that the default is basically A left click. Or no? I guess I'd like them to do that by default, and I'd rather override if I want them to keep moving without shooting.
Right on. This should be good. Oh, yeah. Sounds fun. Right on. Sounds fun. This should be good. Right on. This should be good. Oh, yeah. Right on. This should be good. Right on. Oh, yeah. Sounds fun.
What's the use case for moving with right click then?
Right on. Oh, yeah. Sounds fun. Oh, yeah. Sounds fun.
We're losing flaming by AoE.
Sounds fun. Right on. Hey, we found the lands, man. And the transport's waiting when we come out.
You're so chill. Hey. Sure. Should generally be A left click. Oh, I see. Kill, lost. So now there's brood as well. Cool. Sons of Korhal escape with the stolen data disks. Leading to the border colony of Antigua Prime, Arcturus' group now plans its next crucial move against the Confederacy. 10 hours after the evacuation, Protoss warships took up orbit around the colony and unleashed a massive planetary bombardment. Oh, holy shit. So at this point in the story, are we aware of the existence of the Protoss? I know we just have kind of recently started dealing with the Zerg on the fringes of space.
Hey, man. Headquarters
Show
is
up in
making
glass
analysis of the
planets.
discs.
So.
They expect to have them decoded shortly. I hope whatever's on those discs is worth it.
Receiving incoming transmission from Arcturus Minsk.
You and Captain Reyna have done well, Commander. I believe our efforts have weakened the Confederacy's grip on the fringe worlds. But our job out here isn't done yet. Lieutenant Kerrigan, my second in command, will...
Oh no, not Kerrigan.
I'll get straight to the point. Our sources tell us that Antigua Prime is ready to begin open revolt against the Confederacy. Unfortunately, the Confederates seem to be aware of this as well.
Oh, is she a ghost
They've
before she
stationed
became a
large
bug
detachment of
lady?
Alpha Squadron troops there, under the command
just know that
of
because of-
General Duke.
Culture.
It will be your job, Commander, to free this colony and show our good intent to the Antiguan people. Lieutenant Kerrigan will help you deal with Duke's officers. The rest of the Confederates are yours to deal with.
If you watch The Office, you know what happens to Sarah Kerrigan. I didn't realize she was a ghost, though. Terran Wraith and Ghost have the ability to cloak. While cloaked, they are safe from attack unless spotted by enemy detection units. Okay, that's cool. They're gonna make a game called Ghost, right? At one point.
This is Jimmy. Commander. Standing by. Raider here. Sounds fun. Oh, yeah.
Alright, I need to change my keybinds, if I can. It might not let me. I don't think it will. That's a bummer. I'd like it to have it be WASD and then, like, another button that's near that for scrolling the map versus Giving them the attack move command. Keep moving off my mouse. Pro players scroll the map with the mouse, I guess, or they click on the part of the map they're going to, probably.
Sounds fun.
That's more movement, though, than is strictly necessary.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Kerrigan.
Captain Raynor, I finished scouting out the area. You pig.
What? I haven't even said anything to you yet.
Yeah, but you were thinking.
Oh, yeah. You're a telepath. Look, let's just get on
They click
with
on
this,
the minimap.
okay?
Right.
You can do like this, too, right? Let's see. Cloak. How does her energy work?
It'd be a pleasure.
Let me review the objectives here. Energy's mana. Okay. What does that mean? I mean, I assume that it's a consumable resource, but like, having not played another RTS that uses mana.
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting.
It's down while cloaking goes up when you're not. Where can I see her energy? Okay, down here, and it's that purple meter as well.
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting. It'd be a
Thought maybe it was a global resource. It's a unit-specific resource, it sounds like.
I'm ready. It'd be a pleasure. Thinking the same thing. It'd be a pleasure. I hate these things. They can sense me even when I'm cloaked. We should take these out.
Gotcha, so she can't go by herself.
I'm waiting on you.
Go ahead, Commander. Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting on you.
Standing by.
I see. Energy and unit-specific abilities.
I'm waiting on you.
As a ghost counter, so they're not just completely OP.
In the same
Gotcha.
thing. I read ya. I gotcha. It'd be a pleasure. I gotcha. Thinking the same thing. What now? Thinking the
Are ghosts
same
good
thing.
scouting units? It sounds like SCVs are the best scouting units, right?
I read
Maybe that's the original intent, though.
Thinking the same thing. I read ya.
This is Jimmy. Right on.
I'm ready.
Anytime you're ready.
So she won't aggro if she's cloaked, unless if the thing is already attacking, I guess.
Give me something to shoot.
He's locked down on a mechanical unit to make it inert.
What now? Thinking the same thing.
Let's see.
I'm waiting on you. It'd be a pleasure. I read ya.
See, so while cloaked, that's draining. When she's not cloaked, it's going up.
Thinking the same thing.
And those are more detectors over here. Let's see. Now, do I normally have this much vision?
I gotcha. Thinking the same thing. I read ya. I gotcha.
Hey, Ludifex, how's it going?
It'd be a pleasure.
Zerg detection is very accessible. Let's see.
I read ya.
But in our real game, it wouldn't be. I see, and when it's in the fog of war like that, it's just showing me the last known locations. It'll update if I actually get vision of it again, I guess.
Anytime you're ready.
Oh, right.
Right on.
Ghosts have an upgrade that increased line of sight.
Waiting on you.
Go ahead, Commander.
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting.
team. Kinda wanna get her energy back, so I don't think it matters in this mode. Oh, that's still pretty slow. And some heroes have larger fields of vision. Heroes are unique to the single-player campaign, I assume. You don't get anybody like that in the PvP multiplayer. Wow. So, in the course of a regular game, are you going to get all your energy back ever on a unit? Seems like this takes a really long time. You're kind of just going to... like, the energy represents you spending your ghost, more or less. You can use your creative game modes. Hero units in multiplayer. Less energy, but have an upgrade so it comes back faster. Let's see.
Thinking the same thing. It'd be a pleasure. I read you. Thinking the same thing. I read you.
Oh, could you not fit through there?
I read you.
I need to get a hang of the distance at which things can see me too. I don't really have a intuition for that right now.
It'd be a pleasure. I gotcha.
Oh, cool.
Taking care of business on this end, Commander. I think the Antigans are ready to back us up, too.
That's right. We've tolerated these Confederate goons long enough.
It's a cool way to teach you about that. Go team.
Pleasure.
Sounds fun.
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting.
Commander, I'm picking up a large Confederate strike force advancing on our position.
So can I start building here when I get here?
Anytime. I gotcha.
Destroy the Confederate base.
Same thing.
So this is now becoming a normal mission, I think, if I'm understanding what they're saying correctly. Let me turn the time passage way down then. Way down until I get comfortable with it. Alright. Maybe not that way down.
Transmit coordinates.
Wraiths. So what are Wraiths good against? Are air units usually good against air units? Buildings I can control are green on the minimap. Okay, so I have all these units everywhere. I feel like now the real Dark Souls begins. I don't know if I'm ready to handle this mission. We'll see.
For duty. Orders received.
You gotta command these guys to gather, right? Or I guess if I click on the stuff, they gather it. I don't necessarily have to specify gather.
SCV good to go, sir. Orders, Captain.
Ground attack is weak.
Reporting for duty.
It's correct to have
Orders, Captain.
one SCV per node at first. I'd only start doubling up when I have enough resources to justify it, I guess. What's an appropriate number of gathering SCVs? Putting one on a 42.
SCV good to go, sir.
Versus SCVs that are used for building buildings and that sort of thing.
Affirmative.
3 per node? You're kidding. In a normal game, right? There's so many nodes here, I can't build that many. Or by node, do you mean this entire thing? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, but not the ones on the inside, because they're not destroyed yet, I guess. 20? Really? That was a much higher number than I was planning to do, so that's good to know. I'm glad I asked. What's up a little bit?
SCV good to go, sir.
Base is ugly.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
And this game doesn't let me specify what I want a built unit to do the instant it's built, right? I still have to remember that it's there and click on it. I think maybe later games or other games have a thing where I can set a rally point and newly built units do something immediately.
SCV good to go, sir. Affirmative. SCV good to go, sir. Right away, sir.
It's called a rally point.
SCV good to go, sir.
I wrote the yellow icon on the right of the panel. Which one? Oh, rally point? That's what's just going to send them out once they build. Okay, got it. Thank you. And will they automatically try to optimize how many are per node, or do I have to rally to different nodes for like every 3 that I've assigned to build? Doesn't automatically mine. It just sends them. Oh, it just sent him there. I see.
Orders received.
So I need to watch to make sure they're actually mining.
Reporting for duty. Orders received.
I deactivate the rally. If you see any idle units, let me know.
Good to go, sir.
Let's go repair shit.
Affirmative.
Starport produces wraiths. Okay, that's cool.
SCV good to go, sir.
Keep saving here.
Orders, Captain. Right away, sir.
Thing down here is fine in terms of health. I guess they don't all have dudes in them, which is.
Commander, standing by.
Oops.
SCV good to go, sir. Commander, give me something to shoot.
There we go.
Jacked up and good to go. Go, go, go.
Rainer's in his. Okay, gotcha.
Outstanding.
There's no point in having a bunker that doesn't have dudes in it, right?
Roger that. Reporting for duty. I read you.
Right clicks enough to get them together without having to hit G. It's nice.
Reporting for duty.
Build a structure. Supply depot.
I read you. Yes, sir.
Build supply depot. And just if I have a supply depot on the map, it literally doesn't matter where it's built, as long as one exists that increases my troop cap, I guess. Yeah, there's not a good reason to have an empty bunker, that's what I meant to say. You wouldn't leave a bunker empty in most cases on purpose. It's not serving any purpose, it's not helping you. It's empty. Are there gas nodes around? I don't see any. Should I be scouting in this one, or is it okay if I just, like,
Reporting in. Roger.
turtle this whole time and just keep focusing on building stuff.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
It's the guy that I had just building this one. There it is.
Duty. Orders received. Affirmative.
Scouting is usually not necessary in single player. Right. No, you shouldn't have faith in me. I'm completely dead. I'm aware of every second I'm not being productive right now.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Roger that.
If there's a vehicle I really ought to build, I guess let me know too.
What now?
Is the Wraith good for scouting since it's a flying unit? Doesn't have to move over. I guess it's pretty fast too.
Vector locked in. Coordinates received. Attack formation.
And I can replace it too with ties, right?
Attack formation. Vector locked in. Coordinates received. Attack formation.
I should make sure things are happening in my base before I get that guy killed. Let's see here. I'm still building my new barracks. Nothing I can really do until those are built anyway.
Reporting in. Vector locked in.
Just don't run into anti-air units.
Attack formation. Coordinates received. Job finished. Vector locked
So how do people manage this in PvP? They just like send a walk command and then click back over to their base and then assign a bunch of tasks to their base and then click back and scout more and just go back and forth with vision of the map all the time? That sounds nuts.
Job finished.
Yeah. Or about 8 p.m. So the idea of clicking constantly makes you more ready to react if you need to do something.
You want orders received, boy. Attack formation. Roger. Attack formation. Roger. Vector locked in.
Oh shit. Spook.
Coordinates received. Piece of me, boy.
Well, I know where they are at least.
Vector locked in. Attack formation. Coordinates received.
Oh, that's cool. Little big fish up there.
Me, boy. Attack formation. Roger.
Fire bats on their way over here.
Standing by. Piece of me, boy. Attack formation. Roger. Standing by. Go, go, go. Let's move. You want a piece of me?
And rock, paper, scissors, do fire bats beat marines? Or does it depend on range?
Commander. Go, go, go. Give me something to shoot. Jacked up and good to go. Standing by. Go, go, go.
I think I've got 2 idle SCVs tonight. Yeah.
Roger that. You want a piece of me, boy? Orders received.
Lack of range is the weakness.
Standing by. Jacked up and good to go. Reporting for duty. Roger that.
Let's build a barracks. Or not a
Want a
barracks.
piece of me, boy?
Bunker. That's wish I had a thing that let me highlight idle SCVs.
You want a piece
I
of
feel like
me, boy?
that's a thing that's in other similar
Orders
games.
received. Jacked up and good to go. Rock and roll. Jacked up and good to go.
Probably didn't need to have 2 barracks. It's only if I need to like pump out guys all at once, I guess.
Up and good to go. Standing by. Commander. Jacked up and good to
Barracks effectively are like extra shield hit points in front of any guys that are in there, and the shield hit points can be repaired by an SCV instead of the Marines needing med packs to heal or medic to heal. not a bad idea to have multiple barracks.
Reporting for duty.
Multiple production facilities.
Me, boy.
Now, if I wanted to start farming these resources, how would I go about doing that? Do I need to have another command center over here for them to bring stuff to? 2 minimum barracks. Oh, you're talking about having the 2 barracks. I see. You're not talking about going and farming the other node.
Standing by.
Build another command center.
Boy, Commander. Give me some of this shoot. Yes, sir. I read you. Reporting for duty. You want a piece of me,
Additional
boy?
supply depots required.
You want a piece
So we just go to the nearest command center when collecting. Working on it.
of orders, Captain? Orders received.
What's the theory on where to build supply depots?
Give me some of this shoot.
You generally want to put them, stack them all up in one area. Fix my wraith. now.
Coordinates received. Vector locked in.
Protect them. So what happens if the enemy kills a supply depot and I'm at cap? Does that mean that units die instantly, or I just can't build more until I replace the supply depots?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that automatically repairs. I don't have to hit R. That's good.
Roger. Let's move.
I guess I can have some just lone who gives a shit dudes out there that maybe get shot at if people come close, so I can be ready to
Outstanding.
move some of my forces around.
Outstanding. Go, go, go.
Just can't build more Pepsi yet. Okay, so they don't die instantly or anything crazy like that. Is it possible that there's no gas at all in this map? Or that's unlikely? Oh, vultures count for 2. That's a cool use of the design space. Got a refinery, but no gas. I should be careful building wraiths. That's what that means, that there was already gas there and someone built a refinery on top of it.
Alright, bring it on.
Alright.
Alright, bring it on. Reporting for duty. Roger that.
Is there a hard cap on supply depots at some point? 3 per refinery. Okay.
SCV good to go, sir. Reporting for duty. Alright, bring it on.
200's next.
Alright, yes, sir. Bring it on. Right away, sir. Roger that. Awaiting launch orders. SCV good to go, sir.
Two per refinery won't max out production.
Your forces are under attack.
Go ahead, Commander. What do you want? Standing by.
Gotta leave Rainer back here, because it's game over if he dies.
Roll. Jacked up and good to go. What do you want? No problem. Yeah, I'm going. Oh, is that it? Job finished.
They can't attack that at all. Is that just a vulture thing that they can't attack?
No problem.
That sort of flying unit?
Oh, is that it? I dig.
Just a downside for them, basically.
Is that it? No problem. I dig. No problem. I dig. Oh,
Now,
is that
Terrans, including enemy Terrans, can pick up and move their bases around, right? So just because I detected them in one place doesn't mean they're going to be there later. Let's have these guys guard with these dudes out here.
Your forces are under attack.
What? Oh shit. That's not good. Hold on.
Give me some of this shoot.
Base is under attack.
Good to go.
I'm destroying my starport, which will prevent me from building more wraiths, right? There's a problem with that.
Anytime you're ready.
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting. I gotcha.
Your forces are under attack.
They never build buildings. Do they generate? They must generate more troops, right?
I'm waiting on you.
Raider here. Right on.
I'm waiting on
This is Jimmy.
They have infinite minerals and gas. Okay.
I'm ready.
Alright, I think I've got an idle SCV somewhere. There we go. Go repair that shit.
Commander. Let's move. This is Jimmy.
I'm waiting on you.
Do any units recover even a small amount of HP if they're idle for a very long time, or do they have to have some kind of explicit healing in order to recover?
Let's move. Commander.
Only for Zerg.
Commander. Go, go, go.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing here. Where's my Wraith?
Transmit coordinates. Roger.
Alright, let's go back to building stuff down here. Probably turn the speed back up again. Oh, medics were not in the base game? That's interesting. Surprising. Is the academy, is that the thing that like improves all of my units? It's like a late game or mid game maybe thing to build. Get some better armor and weapons and stuff. So shield, only their shield regens. Terrans have mechanical units and medics. Here. Gotcha.
Commander. Outstanding. Let's move.
Really need to leave a guard up top so I can spot those assholes if they show up. Upgrade for ghosts. Which one does upgrades for everybody? Thought that was a thing. Oh, Firebats requires the academy. Okay. What does the machine shop do? I'm gonna see if I still have any idle SCVs. Thought I built another one I forgot about. Maybe not. Weapon and armor for infantry and vehicles. Okay. Thought I had another SCV down here too. I gotta get better at seeing them. Maybe I sent him to go repair something? He's the guy I sent to repair this.
Orders received. Roger that.
And structured factories, starports,
Job's finished.
engineering. When can I get the armory? I didn't see that it was available yet.
I read you. SCV good to go, sir. Affirmative.
Can I deactivate this thing's rally point? Because now I can't keep track of... I guess I can just have it rally right out front. I can know if somebody's idle or not. Alright. unit upgrades for them. Okay. I don't have anything that needs armory. Gotcha.
No problem. Oh, is that it?
The Academy just exists as a building. It's not something I can select. It just provides advantages through existing, I guess.
Right away, sir. Orders received.
Should probably build a bunker up there. Let's do that. Armor. And I can only do one at a time, so is it worth it to have multiple engineering bays so I can research multiple upgrades at the same time, or is it slower to do it that way? Looks like that takes a while to do.
Yes, sir.
Back to making
Base
dudes.
is under attack.
By what? Where? Oh, these assholes. Alright.
I'll reach you, sir.
Go team. Way to go, guys. Kicking ass over there. Academy has specific unit upgrades. Oh, there it goes. Marine attack range. Stimback. Let's do the attack range first. I'm not going to do Stimback, so that's micro. And micro scares the bejesus out of me right now. Can maybe do it one day.
Job finished.
Pylons is a Protoss thing, isn't it?
I read you. Roger that.
What is the what unit are the Firebats good on versus Terran? It sounds like they're really good against Zerg of non-flying types, but hold on, I need to make more dudes. Firebats suck against other Terran units. See, I kind of thought that, and decided to not build any of them yet here. So that's good.
You want a piece of me, boy? You want a piece of me?
Are they mostly anti-Zerg? Do they do anything good against, what do you call them, Protoss?
Jacked up and good to go. Rock and roll.
Pretty much just anti-Zerg.
You want a piece of me?
It seems like instead of doing this with them staggered, I should build them, like, vertically, so that they can all attack an oncoming force, right?
Reporting for duty. Affirmative.
So many...
Give me something to shoot.
So many idle SCVs. Alright, we're at time for StarCraft. Be back in a few minutes with the last game for today, which is Devil May Cry. I'm sure StarCraft will return in the future as Kevin keeps this on his subblock. Real quick though, before I sign off. Alright, so future me. You're watching the end of the VOD to figure out what you're doing a couple months from now. You're currently heavily turtling, making as many dudes as you can. You're going to try to put guys in all of these bunkers, because you have not done that yet. You want to get bunkers all around the base. You want to have scouts at the edges so that if dudes show up to attack, we know in advance. You want to keep building units and make sure you don't have any idle SCVs. Make sure that Raynor and Kerrigan don't die. That's what's going on. Right. I'll be back in a little bit with Devil May Cry. See you guys soon. Not that. Exit program.